Picture this. You're standing in a really chaotic room. People are arguing, they're stressing over every tiny little detail, carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations, and just totally burning out their mental energy. Which, by the way, is wild, considering your brain already burns 20% of your body's energy just sitting there doing nothing. But then you look over in the corner, and there's this one person who is just completely quiet, calm, and, well, stable. They aren't reacting to every insult, they aren't jumping into every single argument. Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to unpack the completely fascinating psychological secrets behind this incredible trait. It's called smart indifference, and honestly, it is an absolute must-have skill for navigating our overwhelming world today. It's going to completely change how you view emotional control. So, here's our roadmap for achieving true mental peace today. We are going to quickly cover the myth of apathy, how to protect your mental energy, building solid self-worth, mastering your emotions, and then finally, the price of inner peace. All right, part one, the myth of apathy and breaking that common misconception. When we see someone just let a passing insult or some minor inconvenience slide right off their back, we usually kind of judge them, right? We just assume they don't care about anything, or anyone for that matter. But I really want you to think about this for a second. Are they just cold, or is this actually a hidden psychological secret? The reality that no one tells you is that this apparent lack of feeling, it's actually a highly developed, super sophisticated mental survival mechanism. Enter smart indifference. This is basically the highest form of psychological maturity and emotional selectivity. It's about being acutely aware of exactly what deserves your energy, and more importantly, what doesn't. And this brilliantly illustrates the terrifying reality. If you try to care about absolutely everything, your mind will literally collapse. If you carry everyone's worries, if you're applying to every negative comment, and if you let yourself hurt over every single minor action, you're gonna break. You just will. See, traditional indifference, that's just apathy, cruelty, and arrogant ignorance. That is a major flaw. But smart indifference, that's maturity, awareness, and complete emotional control. You haven't lost your feelings at all. You've just learned the incredibly difficult skill of placing them exactly where they belong. Protecting your peace like this makes you incredibly resilient. It definitely doesn't mean you're emotionally dead. Moving on to part two, protecting your mental energy and choosing your battles. As the source material profoundly points out, some battles, the true victory is not entering them at all. Just think about how many people live in a state of constant exhaustion trying to win every single debate in some random internet comment section. It's crazy. Preserving your peace of mind is infinitely more valuable than winning a pointless argument. It really is. So, to actually protect that energy, you need some strict strategies. First off, avoid those pointless, exhausting battles entirely. Just don't engage. Next, you gotta know when to quietly withdraw from toxic environments. No dramatic exits required, just slip away. Also, stop overreacting to provocation. Seriously, let your silence do the heavy lifting for a change. And finally, you have to refuse to carry everyone else's emotional burdens. A smart person absolutely knows when to help, but they also know exactly when to step back quietly so they don't face total emotional bankruptcy. Let's move to and see how this builds into part three, building solid self-worth, or as I like to think of it, escaping the prison of others. There is this terrifying mental prison that so many of us literally trap ourselves in every single day. It's called the what do they think prison. You know the one. It's this endless, exhausting cycle of people-pleasing where you're constantly wondering, wait, did they like me? Was I good enough? Are they going to accept me? Over time, trying to suit absolutely everyone just makes you lose yourself entirely. It turns you into a burnt-out shell of a person. To break out of that, you need unshakable worth. So how do we get that? First, stop seeking universal approval and stop over-explaining yourself. Just stop. Second, and okay, this is a really painful but necessary lesson, love deeply, for sure, but do not tie your entire existence to one single person. Exaggerated attachment basically just hands someone else the remote control to your emotions. A psychologically mature person still loves with their whole heart, but they keep their dignity completely intact. And lastly, please stop comparing your specific journey to the success of others. Constantly monitoring someone else's life is literally the fastest way to destroy your own. All right, part four, mastering your emotions and finding true psychological strength. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down control. See, people who practice smart indifference, they aren't robots. They still feel pain just like the rest of us. But they recognize a fundamental split in how the world works. On one side, outside our control, you have people's opinions, sudden unexpected events, and just the general fluctuations and chaos of life. Emotional weakness is trying to control those uncontrollable things. But on the other side, under our control, that's my thoughts, my reactions, and my decisions. Focusing exclusively on that second column, what you can actually control, grants you massive psychological relief. It's a game changer. When you see it in action, emotional weakness looks like screaming, lashing out, and making reckless decisions under intense stress. It's burning bridges in a moment of temporary anger. But true strength? True strength is pausing. It's having the ability to stay in control during a severe internal emotional storm so you don't burn down your whole life over a passing feeling. Which brings us to part 5, the price of inner peace, which is really about freedom and strength. And this really brings us to the ultimate secret of this whole framework. Step 1, you let yourself feel the emotion deeply. Step 2, you decide your reaction consciously. And step 3, you flat out refuse to let the situation break you. That's it right there. The strongest people feel absolutely everything, but they consciously decide not to be broken by it. Smart indifference isn't coldness at all, guys. It is absolute freedom. So, the crucial point is this. Are you going to continue to lose yourself just to please everyone around you? Or is it finally time to master smart indifference? The choice is entirely yours. You can keep fighting every single useless battle, or you can actively choose inner peace. Take these secrets, reclaim your mental energy, and start mastering your own mind.